So you got this whole cool idea, and you're wondering what's the first thing you should do when it comes to making a book. Well, it's very simple. It's something most people never do in their lifetime. You gotta write the damn book. You just gotta write it. With all the tools we have, like the voice on your phone that you can put into the notes app, like just be doing shit on the go. Doesn't matter if you spend 30 minutes, 30 seconds, as long as you are writing, you just need to write the damn book. And once you write the damn book, you are already ahead of the curve than most people. And it honestly does not matter if your writing is good or your idea is good. Because from what I found out in this type of field that we're both in here, there's a niche and an understanding and a love for everything. If you like writing fantasy or nonfiction or historical accuracy, there is a niche for it. There is somebody out there who will get the book. Like there, after you market it, there's somebody out there for the book, but you just have to write it first. And here's some tips on what you should do, or I recommend doing, compared to what I don't recommend doing. Like you should definitely stay away from that type of thing. Number one, after you finish writing your first draft, it can be sloppy, it can be messy. You're gonna go over it and you're gonna revise it. But I always say, while you're writing, try not to do small edits. Like if you make a mistake on a word, kind of just keep going. Small edits, put it back, and it dwindles the confidence. If you're on a flow-like state, you're gonna make mistakes sometimes, or sometimes you're just not, and it's gonna flow out pretty well. But you want to keep the momentum going. Another tip I give to people is don't put your head in too many baskets unless you are able to do that type of thing. Me personally, I write a bunch of different stories, so I try not to let them bleed into each other, but I know people usually just stick to one story, and that's usually works for them. And a lot of people that seems to be the ideal method, is that you create one story, and if you burn out on that story, then you need to edit it. But if you make another story, you're never gonna finish that story. So stick to one thing. Write maybe 30 minutes a day if you can. I know people are busy, we have full-time lives, but like I said, we have a bunch of things that can contribute. Technology is growing extremely fast. There's no reason that you shouldn't be able to write at any point of the day. There's some things not to do. Do not use AI to write your book. Do not use AI to write your book. In this type of community, in this type of space, if you use AI to write your books, you're gonna look like the lamest person, the piece of shit of the litter. And I'm not joking. People like authentication, and a lot of authors, especially if you're making your book for other authors like you who are avid readers, they'll be able to tell right away. And when they tell right away, you're gonna be in trouble. So don't use AI to write your books. Like, I get people say AI is a tool, but it just, using it to be creative, people really have a bad temper when it comes to that sort of thing. So don't use AI to write your books. You don't need an editor. Like, you have friends that can read. It might take some time, but you can go over it. Your mom can go over it. Your dad can go over it. Your cousin can go over it. A trusted friend can go over it and just make small edits. And if they puts it out and you have errors here and there, that's okay. You'll live. It's not the end of the world. One of the big things that I want to say when it comes to writing a book, that you especially when it comes to, say if you're making a trilogy, you need to know what's going on in your book. Some people we like to call now, which I found out is plotter or pantser, and pantsers are things kind of just flow together, and you're making it up as you're going along. But at the end of the day, you'll have to figure out the plot sooner or later because you're you're getting to the end of the line when especially if you have a trilogy. But if you're a plotter and you planned from the beginning to end how the books were gonna match up, then you kind of just follow a strict guideline of the schedule. Whichever one works for you is what's best. But when you write it and it finally comes out, you gotta make sure it makes sense. And I'm not saying you need to put. Oh, and another thing, you don't need to put everything in there. If your character takes a shower and in chapter one and never takes a shower towards the end of the book, that's fine. You don't have to put everything in there. Who wants to hear about your character taking a shower? Unless it's that type of book. Unless you're writing smut. Your character, you don't need to go into extra details about stuff that does not matter. like, oh, she combed her hair with a red brush. If that is indicative to the story and that matters, okay. But if it does not matter, we don't need to know about the boring things like your character's using the bathroom, getting up to brush their teeth, unless you're writing something that is, it means something, like your character is super meticulous with the things that they do, and you want the readers to catch the mistakes because they're not the same person they were in like chapter one. But we don't care to hear about that shit. It's okay if you don't write that they ever eat, because we're not here for that. Like, no one cares, I promise. If you have a bunch of filler and it's just like, oh, now the characters are eating and they're just digesting their food and Billy got up to go use the bathroom, I'm gonna Billy my way out of your book because I could give two shits. I don't like using the bathroom in real life. Why the fuck would I want to read about it? So these are some of my tips. If they help you, let me know. If you need more tips, I can always make more videos about that as well. But like I told you, the very first thing you need to do is sit your ass down, break out that computer, that notepad. If you're writing by hand, fucking typewriter, you need to finish it, you need to write it, and then you need to edit it. You don't need to be a millionaire to write a book. You just gotta finish it. Most people don't finish writing books. Remember that. And if you finish writing your book, you're already ahead of the curve. And after you finish writing that book, you come back to the other video and you'll see we're going to talk about how to market your book. But you got to get your ass in there and write that book.